Okay, so some of you are going to think I'm going a little bit crazy on all the videos today. Just had some different ideas and getting them all out there. Here's one. Some principles of organizational leadership that I've been thinking of that I've seen quite effective in other organizations that we don't really utilize widely in the Libertarian Party. And I'd like to challenge some of you to consider using that within your own organizations. First is regular officer councils. So sometimes this is done and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes, what I mean by this is that not just outside, not just business meetings, but at different times for the different officers in a group to get together and to discuss where they want to go to build consensus within the organization and help get an idea and to plot some of those things ahead of time and think about it. A lot of times the chair takes it on themselves and burns themselves out when some of this thinking can be distributed and you can lean on some of those, your vice chair, your treasurer, your secretary, whatever you have in your organization to help you come up with some better ideas than you might come up with on your own. And that can just be an informal chat every once in a while to help build up consensus as you get into business meetings and make some decisions. And some of these decisions might be things that don't even need a vote in a business meeting, that you're just doing everyday regular stuff, getting crap done. Number two, invite volunteers as opposed to open invite. We have a bad habit of just taking whoever we get in the party in leadership in different areas. And I'd like to encourage people to consider looking for purposely recruiting volunteers to specific positions instead of just taking whoever first comes up and out there really thinking about, and this goes back to that number one, the regular officer councils, talking with your officers and really getting an idea of who would be ideal between those individuals. You normally want the buy-in of those officers to help you make that right decision there. So invite specific volunteers to fill those positions you need, and really build that culture of volunteerism within the party. That gets people invested into the party, and builds connection to the party. So by asking them to do something, even if it's something small, helps build that connection to the party, and that'll also come up in some other things later. Another thing is ask regularly for donations. Some groups are better than this than others. But have a culture of every member a donor, no matter how big, how small. If it's just that $25 a year, it's still $25 more than you would have gotten if you didn't ask. Just ask for those donations. Get out there and expect people to donate what they can. There's no shame in not being able to donate a lot. And if you do have those big donors out there, be bold and ask them for those big donations. Another thought was assign activity groups to contact others individually. That goes kind of back to that, remember a volunteer. And oftentimes we broadcast out expecting people to just show up. A much more effective way is getting down to that individual contact. So you do that broadcasting out, but you also, if you have enough volunteers, a great thing to do, or just a brand new volunteer, somebody that's coming up that you've never really had too much, you don't have much history on them. This is a low impact thing that they can do, is just reach out to others within the group and remind them of upcoming meetings, things like that. This, by every member being a volunteer and every member a donor, they're all invested in different ways within the party, and they feel really involved at a different level, and that really helps to build that culture of volunteerism, donations, and a culture of friendship, really, when you even get down to it, with reaching out to others. So just some ideas. Talk about it with your own officers and stuff, and see how about if some of these things could be integrated within your own organization. It may or may not work for you. Up for you to decide. You can always talk to me for a little bit more information if you'd like to figure out how you could use that yourself. I've tried to get others to use some of these concepts, and it's not always been easy to communicate it. Just thought this video might help communicate that message better. Y'all have a great one.